as God's people living in the 21st century, living in these last days of Earth's history, you and I are called to preach the three angels' message. What is three angels' message? The three angels' message is not a new message. It is the everlasting gospel. And you and I, living in these last days, you and I are called to live the everlasting gospel. The everlasting gospel in Revelation chapter 14 verse 7 says, an angel flying in the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven and earth, the sea and the fountains of waters. The three angels' message has three key elements. Number one, judgment. Two, worship. Third one, creation. What do these three things, how do these three things apply unto us today? Friends, as we live in this world, we experience injustice or oppression. The theme judgment is very strong in the Old Testament. The Old Testament prophets talked about judgment, and they portrayed judgment as good news. Maybe you are going through oppression at this time or experiencing abuse. Whatever it is, judgment is good news for us because it is going to end. God has set a time for judgment. God has not only set a time for judgment, God has also appointed a man, your Savior and my Savior, to judge the world in righteousness. Judgment is good news for all who are living the gospel. The second key element is worship. In these last days, worship has become the key issue. Key issue because whom you will worship. The whole world is going to be divided into two classes. Those who worship God and those who worship the enemy of God. Those who worship God will receive the seal of God. And those who worship the enemy of God or Satan will receive the mark of the beast. And in these times, you and I are called to worship God, to worship our God. And part of worship is not only singing, not only studying God's word or praying, but also engaging ourselves in deeds of love and kindness. The third element in the three angels' message is creation. Creation emphasizes that you and I have a creator. We are made by God in his image. Because you and I are made by God in his image, you and I are of value, infinite value to our God. Has someone told you that you are worthless, that you are useless? The Creator says to you and to me, you are special. You are made by God. He is our Creator. Because he is our Creator, we are people of value. And because we are people of value, we treat each other with value, with respect. And so as we live in these last days, living the gospel means we treat one another equally. We treat one another with respect. We care for one another, especially in these last days. As the great controversy is coming to an end, God is calling us to live the gospel in his way for his glory.